came back off tour.
Yeah.
You know, with Fifth, and we still touring, still. And I do my own tours too for people. Yo.
You see,
I do my own tours. I did tours in Canada. I did a tour across the whole Germany and the Swiss Alps, and that's why I don't care about the hate, cause I'm like, I got the possibility to do my own tour, like something with Memphis Bleak. Memphis Bleak said to Nori, Yayo said Jay-Z didn't have us on tour like he did, or I eat my own halal. I eat my own halal too. If you want to say that, to Memphis Bleak, I just came off my last tour. All I'm saying is when you see Jay-Z in Setting, he never really, when he's doing a Beyonce show or whatever, you don't see Memphis Bleak on the stage and him being brought out. You know, even if I'm doing the hype man shit with 50, he's bringing me out. I'm making money. I'm going to.
That's that man girl too. That's it. That's Hove's wife tour.
Yeah, that's Hove wife tour.
So if Hove, I believe if Hove was out on his own, he would bring Bleak out. There is no need for him to bring Bleak in a situation where it looked like if this was last tour you're talking about with the Cowboy Carter.
Right.
Yeah.
So to me, because I look at Bleak as a loyal guy, like I'm a loyal guy to Jay. But I look at like Fifth, my guy Hervé, one day we had TRL, and it's the young Gunners there.
Yeah.
And I'm talking to him about it. And Hervé says loud, you don't gotta worry about nothing. You got 50. Jay-Z doesn't do nothing for these guys like 50 does. And Hervé, I think he worked with them too. But he said that to me, and that always stuck in my head.
Jim Jones just lost it and went off on Tony Yayo during Memphis Bleak's own podcast. And trust me, things got messy quick. The wild part, Bleak don't even rock with Yayo like that, so everybody's asking, what's the real issue here? Why is Memphis Bleak catching strays, and what made Jim Jones flip out like that?
It's between me and other niggas, right? Stack Bundles, one of my favorite rappers in the world.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Right?
Ryan Squad.
Rest in peace.
Far Rock, you understand? Jim Jones, he had Stack Bundles, he had Max B. I looked at it like, great. You know, Stack's Bundles, we had a Porsche and was still in the hood. No disrespect to Jim Jones. Fifth had me in Battery Park. I could walk out that barefoot.
Get the socks.
See, that's when a nigga love you, nigga. Get the socks, nigga. Sneakers Dior, nigga. But I'm walking out there barefoot. That's when you know a nigga love you, boy. Because he making sure you don't get your shit split. Because you go back to 134, anywhere, Baisley, right, Brooklyn, shit get split. Once I got shit, nigga shot my shit up. Bentleys and all that. Y'all can get that sneaker, just toss that over there. My shit's official. You know what I'm saying? Yo, look, but nigga put me in position. Rest in peace of Stack, but Stack got killed in the project with a Porsche.
Yeah.
Nigga, come on, nigga, I'm from the hood, nigga. Y'all niggas thought, nigga. I done been around the Black Justice and seen the Preems and all that, nigga. The E-Money bags, all that, nigga. The younger niggas under that.
So with everything you
Maserati Fox. Real nigga, huh?
So with everything that you saw, what would you change?
I just pray to God every time I leave the house.
But what would you change?
Change what?
Pass the cup.
I heard you talk about all the shit you went through, all the shit niggas is still going through.
What God, listen, what God got planned for you is planned for you, brother. God already know what's planned for you in life.
God planned for you to come here and spaz on y'all niggas tonight.
I spaz?
I'm just saying, it was a plan.
I mean, I do be on some Hollywood shit, in Europe. I gotta stop. Something like, yo, stop talking about Europe. I don't, like, when you come here, you gotta deal with
niggas. Don't treat Vlad like that, bro. See how niggas is? See how
no,
niggas
I
is,
had nothing to do with Vlad.
He ain't treat Vlad like this. He ain't treat Vlad like this.
Do with Europe.
This story goes from calm to chaos real fast. Let's start with Bleak, cause his side's simple. Memphis Bleak been tight with Jay-Z since day one, like a brother more than a friend. But Tony Yayo, he's been throwing shade at Hov for years. Dude even claimed Jay-Z tried to stop 50 Cent from hitting that legendary Super Bowl halftime stage. That's a grudge Yayo's still holding like it happened yesterday. So when Yayo sat down on Shannon Sharpe's show, he didn't bite his tongue. He unleashed. He straight up called Jay-Z a hater, saying Hov never helps anybody rise up and never puts people on. Then he took a jab at Bleak saying, look at Memphis Bleak. He not shining, he not winning. Jay-Z don't take care of him like 50 take care of me. That line right there, boom, instant chaos. The internet lit up.
The problem is, when she was on the show, she had said that she had heard about you wasn't giving Stack money, but people don't know that when Stack asked you for the bread, you were going to the bank. I think the bank was closed. Something happened because me and Bino talked about it. I remember being there, and you was going to give him
more money after the money he spent because we was on tour. He like, geez, I spent all that tour money, geez, on Pop, I bug it. Whatever he did, brought another Porsche, BMW. He like, yo, Pop, geez, you said closed mouth don't get fed, geez, I'm Pop, geez, I'm hurting.
It's a fact.
And when I told him, I said, yo, go get 25 grand from the bank tomorrow. He like, oh, yo, what's up with that Wrangler truck? I'm like, I left that shit in Brooklyn. I don't even want that shit. I don't even know what block it's on. Matter of fact, it's by the car shop where I got the Maserati from. He like, you let me get that, geez. I'm like, go take it. You probably got to get a new key. He like, oh, I'm going to go get that tomorrow, geez. You different, geez. And we all know the rest of the story.
Why do you think that people have this misconception of what happened? Why do you think even her? Why do you think that? Where did that come from?
Nobody likes to hear the truth.
Because we were there. Bino get mad all the time. And he gets offended. And he was one of the people that called me. He was like, that's not true. They think that, what they think is that Stack asked you, he told you he wanted to leave. They said that Stack told you he wanted to leave, he wanted to move, and you didn't move him out. But that's not true.
You want to hear that story? All right, for Stacks and them, I was about to buy Stacks, the kid Max and Melly, a whole brownstone in New Jersey. None of them wanted to leave the hood. And I was not about to waste my money. And that was what I offered them. I went shopping for the shit and all that type of shit.
Yeah, we remember that, right, Bass? We remember that. Shout out to Bass. I remember the conversation.
And I'm like, yo, you bugging. You want to, like, you could go to the hood every day, but you're going to be living in Jersey. Like, you're going to be living better than, like, you heard? And you don't have to worry about paying for no rent or nothing like that. I'm just trying to get you niggas out the hood. Melly, too. Melly ended up getting shot, right? Like none of these would listen, and everything that happened that you know can happen in the hood end up happening and shit like that. You know what I mean? But everything to try to protect them for what I know could have happened to them, I tried. You heard? From getting all of these cars to getting all these everything. You can imagine everything. Private jets, Miami, hundreds of thousands in one weekend, 2 tour buses, Atlanta, like, cannot front on how I had my boys moving. And I'm only talking about this because you was there, and you and Stacks were best friends, or Bino, a couple others and like that. Other than I don't even talk to people about Stacks and what went on, but we were setting it out. This was not on our level when we...
Cause let's be real, arguing over who got the better sugar daddy in rap is wild. Real ones know you can't build your plate off another man's hustle. Once he stops feeding you, your whole crew starves. So this whole 50 got me more than Jay talk, that's not loyalty, that's clown behavior. And Jim Jones wasn't about to let that slide. That talk was straight wild. Real men handle their own grind, period. If your homie looks out for you, that's love. But bragging about it like a trophy, that's a weird flex, no question about it. Tony Yayo kept trying to paint Jay-Z like he's selfish, saying Harv only moves for himself and never helps anyone else rise up. But the way Yayo said it, man, it sounded less like a call out and more like he was flexing about who gets spoiled the most. And that's just awkward. That's a wild hill to stand on, especially in this game.
You know, me from the hood, so people look at Bleak and don't understand the business he's doing, and they always look at Jay like, oh, yeah.
But that's why, that's why you got like Yayo talking about, Jay don't take care of... I don't need Jay to go on tour.
Yo, smoke hard coke,
Yo, chill.
You look like you need to be taken care of. You look like you need to go to the dentist. You need to look like you need to brush your teeth. You look like you need hygiene. You look like you need help. Tell your man 50 send you an ounce or something, yo.
You do need
You
that
might
help.
need
That's
2
why,
ounces, nigga.
That's why
Paid
you
in full
looking to
movie,
see.
nigga. I got a G for every bump in your face, nigga. I promise you that, nigga.
That's
I
a
promise
fact.
you that, nigga.
That's why he worried about
Peon, you broke, nigga. You know
See?
I got it, nigga. What's
Don't-
up? The
ain't
bag
nobody-
is up. The bolsa.
Hey, yo.
Hey, Flea, where the bolsa at, Flea?
Let me finish that off. Ain't nobody taking care of niggas over here, B. Yo, nah, you good, my nigga. I fucking love it. They deserve it. They need to hear this shit, man, because they bugging out here. All these niggas worrying about who taking care of who. We take care of we. Ain't no who
nigga.
take care of who, nigga. You know who doing it. We live.
Us,
We getting
the
money.
gangway, nigga. We take
You
care
feel
of
me?
everybody, nigga. We take care of each other, nigga.
That's a
heard?
fact, my G. But linking back up with you, Jim, we missed out on a lot
this
of
is dope.
opportunity, bro. But we ain't gonna miss it out going forward.
Nah,
we need to
man.
put some pain together, bro.
So when Memphis Bleak slid through Drink Champs, he had to speak on it loud and clear. He said straight up, There was never any real smoke between him and Yayo before. They'd crossed paths, maybe even worked together once or twice. But after Yayo's slick comments, the energy switched fast. It wasn't a full-on war, but the tension was heavy. Like you could feel Bleak biting his tongue while still letting it be known how he felt. Bleak basically made his stance clear. Forget Tony Yayo, simple as that.
Do, I don't do. I do the other thing. Everything. Y'all niggas go across the street that way, I'm going up. Holla at your boy. I do other things, man. I don't do what y'all niggas do. I don't do what niggas do. I don't watch niggas' money. I don't care.
But here's where it twists. Yayo's always been that dude who calls out rappers for not taking care of their own people, and that same mouth, that's exactly what lit the fuse on his fresh beef with Jim Jones. And you already know, once you bring up Jim, it's bound to get messy. Everybody remembers that classic G-Unit versus Dipset chaos, 50 Cent, Cameron, Jim Jones, pure rap mayhem. Most folks thought that drama got buried years ago. Wrong. Recently, that fire's been reignited, and this time it's personal. Yayo went on Math Hoffa's podcast and dropped a bombshell that had the whole culture talking. He claimed Jim Jones left stack bundles behind in the hood to die. That's a heavy accusation, and once Yayo said that, there was no turning back. That's a serious accusation, not some light talk you toss around for clout. According to Tony Yayo, Jim Jones didn't hold stack bundles down like he was supposed to, and that lack of support might have played a part in how things ended. That's a deep claim, especially in hip-hop, where loyalty means everything. Now, for anyone who doesn't know who Stack Bundles was, let's break it down. Stack wasn't just some random artist. He was one of Jim's day one guys. Jim took him on tour, showed him the ropes, tried to help him rise up. But for years, there's been talk. Whispers that Jim didn't do enough to keep Stack protected or push him further when he needed it most. And sadly, Stack Bundles lost his life in the same hood he was trying to make it out of. That wound still hits deep across the culture. People never really let that story go. I always gave Jim the benefit of the doubt because truth is, nobody knows what really went on behind closed doors. It's easy to judge from the outside, but we don't see the pressure or the choices that come with fame. Sometimes, no matter how much love or help you offer, people still won't take the lifeline. I've seen it happen. Folks swear they want to hustle. You hand them the whole blueprint, even offer to help them start up, and they still freeze. That's real life, and it's painful to watch. It's tough when you want success for somebody more than they want it for themselves. That's exactly what it sounded like with Jim Jones and Stack Bundles. Pure heartbreak mixed with loyalty and regret. People online started dragging Jim heavy, saying he stole Stack's whole vibe, the way he dressed, talked, moved, even his swagger. They accused him of running off with the sauce and leaving Stack behind, and that only made the story messier, but let's keep it real. Stack Bundles was that guy. If his life hadn't been cut short, he'd probably be sitting front row at Paris Fashion Week, posted up next to ASAP Rocky, living that high fashion rap star life. His energy, his influence, he had next up written all over him. That's why so many people took it personal when they thought Jim took from him instead of lifting him higher. Jim, though, stood firm on his side. He said none of that was true, that he did everything he could to help Stack make it out. According to Jim, he gave him money, put him on tours, opened doors, and tried to pull him out the streets. But no matter how hard he tried, Stack wouldn't let go of that life, and that's what broke Jim's heart the most. Jim said straight up, he never abandoned Stack. He just couldn't make him walk away from the block. Believe him or not, that's the story he still stands on today. And during that interview, you could feel the emotion pour out of him. Jim snapped at anyone who even brought up Stack's name, his voice cracking with pain. That wasn't fake energy, that was real grief. And at that point, Tony Yayo hadn't even fired his shot yet, but it's crystal clear why Jim was so on edge. Stack wasn't just some artist, he was family to him. To Jim, Stack wasn't just an artist, that was family, straight up. I can't say what's 100% true about the $25,000 rumors or the GWA talk, but one thing's for sure, anything tied to Stack Bundles cuts Jim deep in the soul. So when Tony Yayo decided to speak on that situation, Jim took it as full-on disrespect. No hesitation, no filter, just rage ready to spill. When Jim sat down with Memphis Bleak and Yayo's name got mentioned, man, he snapped. Bleak tried to keep it cool and professional, but Jim was done holding it in. He let every bit of that frustration fly. He made it clear he's not struggling, his team's not struggling, and this whole debate about who's got the better sugar daddy was straight up childish. Then Jim started flexing, talking about his money, his cars, his jewelry, his lifestyle, like he had something to prove to the whole world. But here's where it gets interesting. That wasn't even what Yayo meant in the first place. Tony never called Jim broke. Not once. He even said Jim's doing fine. Yayo's real point was that Jim's crew doesn't look like they're up, that his people don't seem to be shining the same way he is. And honestly, if Jim had caught that message instead of jumping into defense mode, the conversation might have actually gone somewhere. Maybe this whole mess wouldn't have exploded the way it did. But Jim wasn't hearing none of that. He was heated, locked in, pride written all over his face. He felt like Yayo was trying to play him, and Jim don't ever let nobody clown his name or disrespect his squad. He started barking back saying, "Ain't nobody feeding me. I built this from the ground up," and he said it loud, clear, and with his chest. You could feel that pride burning through every word. Jim made it loud and clear. He's not living off nobody's plate. Not Jay-Z's, not 50's, not anyone's. That's exactly when the tension hit the roof. Instead of brushing it off, Jim doubled down hard. He started calling out Tony Yayo for always riding too close to 50 Cent, saying he's hiding behind his boss's shadow, and right then, the whole energy in the room flipped. You could feel it shift from a calm talk to straight-up confrontation. Memphis Bleek tried to cool things off, but Jim was already too deep in his emotions. This wasn't just about Yayo anymore. This was years of frustration boiling over. All those little comparisons, slick jabs, and that "you don't take care of your people" talk finally hit a breaking point. Jim wasn't about to let anyone question his grind or how he moves for his crew. He stood tall, made it clear he's self-made, solid, and not bowing down to nobody. He kept flexing about his paper, his cars, his success, but deep down, it was obvious this wasn't about money. This was about pride, respect, and legacy. You could see it in his eyes. This was personal now. But Tony Yayo wasn't backing down either. He clapped back in his own way, sliding straight to Instagram with a slick move. No long captions, no diss track, just one post that said it all. He reposted Jim's longtime rival Max B. That right there, that's a straight shot. It wasn't just shade, it was a statement that sent shockwaves through the culture. The internet went wild instantly. Fans split down the middle. Half the people saying Jim was right to defend his name, the other half claiming Yayo hit him where it hurt with some cold truth. Now it's all out there. Two OGs, both standing on business, both too proud to blink first. So what do you think? Whose side are you on? Team Jim Jones or Team Tony Yayo? And before you scroll off, hit that like button, drop a comment, and stay locked in for more drama that's shaking the game right now that the dust has settled, at least for the moment. This whole Jim Jones versus Tony Yayo situation feels way deeper than just words on a podcast. It's not really about who's richer, who's more famous, or who's getting taken care of. It's about respect. Two veterans who've both fought their way up from the trenches, now clashing over loyalty, legacy, and pride. The kind of stuff that money can't fix, no matter how much you've got in the bank. Jim's standing on his truth, that he built everything from scratch, that no one fed him, and that he's still putting on for his people today. And you can tell that passion's real. But Tony Yayo's truth hits from another angle. He's saying too many rappers forget their crew once they touch fame, and he refuses to stay silent about it. Both of them speaking from pain, both of them protecting their reputations in an industry that'll flip on you overnight. The internet's still going crazy. Some say Jim's just defending his name. Others think Yayo exposed something deeper about how loyalty works in this game. Either way, both sides left a mark, and now the fans are the ones left picking through the fallout. Because when old school beef reignites, it reminds everybody, hip-hop might evolve, but the egos and emotions never fade. At the end of the day, this isn't just about a podcast argument. It's a reminder of what fame can do when pride gets in the way. Jim and Yayo both got history, both got scars, and both got something to lose. So whether this turns into peace or more smoke, one thing's guaranteed. This story's not just a headline, it's a piece of hip-hop history in motion. So what do you think? Will Jim Jones and Tony Yayo ever squash the tension, or is this the start of another long-standing feud between two legends? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Public Secrets, where we bring you the raw truth, the real drama, and the stories the culture can't stop talking about.